大家好，欢迎来到黄老师的课。今天我们学汉字。Greetings. Today we will study about Chinese character, a quick history of Chinese characters, and how to write them. Now, Chinese characters are pictograph. What do you mean by pictographs? Just like this one example. A sun, the oracle bone. Ganyan ang pagsuot ng sun. Talagang mukhang sun pa rin. A moon still looks like a moon. So in the earliest form of Chinese writing is called the oracle bone script or Jiakuan, meaning it's written on turtle shells or bones. Kaya minsan kasi sabi ng oracle bones. Okay, so yan ang first writing system. Kumbaga sa mga cavemen and cave people, they always draw what they see. So, parang a way to summarize. Diba sa mga cartoons, pag may mga cavemen, may drawing dun ng mga tao na nagha-hunting. So, it shows the event na they're hunting for a mammoth. Ganun din before. But after some time, nag-evolve na ang writing system ng Chinese. Some are still pictograph, while some are no longer pictograph but composed of different radicals. We'll no longer go deep into the technicalities, okay? Now, there are two types of Chinese characters na in our century. We have the traditional Chinese character and the simplified Chinese characters. Now, the traditional Chinese characters are used in Taiwan and Hong Kong, while the simplified version is mandated in the mainland China. If you will really go to Hong Kong or Taiwan, talagang kailangan mo pag-aralan yung traditional writing. But majority, simplified ang ginagamit. And since based on population, mas maraming tao sa Beijing or sa mainland China. Okay, so mas pag-aaralan natin ito. Now, as an example of a traditional writing or traditional Hanzi, by the way, when I say Hanzi, not Hanzi, okay? Hanzi. It means Chinese characters, okay? So, ito yung traditional Chinese character for a horse, okay? And then this is the simplified version. It's also called Jianbizi and Kaishu. Okay? So, before, it looks like a tiyakuan or a pictograph. Mukha talagang kabayo yan. Or itong isda. Or itong tao. After some time, naging Tatsuan, Greater Sales, Xiaochuan, basta nag-evolve siya. Yun ang punto dun. Okay? Nag-evolve siya na naging ganito. Standard script before. Traditional. And this is the simplified na. Same pa rin kasi madali na isulat. Because in history,
there was a general who started to simplify the Hanzi. Since traditional Hanzi has a lot of strokes that it takes time to finish writing one Hanzi, it is an inconvenient and quite troublesome to them when they need to send an immediate message, for time was at the essence. So this general implemented the simplified Hanzi or simplified Chinese that we have now. Taiwan and Hong Kong still uses the traditional Hanzi because they believe that the simplified Hanzi is no longer their culture. If they accept the simplified Hanzi, it's like betraying their own culture. There was a long time ago in China that they actually have different kinds of writing systems. So an emperor decided to mandate one writing system, and that was the traditional Hanzi.
So, iba-iba man ang basa, pero iisa lang din ang sulat at meaning niya para at least convenient para sa kanila. Okay? Pero sometimes may Chinese character na iba din isulat sa Taiwan and Hong Kong. Doon na yung medyo nagkakaiba.
Right. I'll no longer discuss what are those Hanzi that are different from the simplified Chinese characters. Okay? Because there's a lot. And we are studying simplified Hanzi, not the traditional. Okay?
Now, take a look at this part. So, traditional, ito yung cursive style nila. Okay, this is the simplified. Ito yung cursive style niya. Mukhang madali, pero actually mas mahirap yan masalo sa Chinese calligraphy.
Alright, now we have here the 8 basic strokes. This Hanzi is called Yong, meaning forever or permanence, Why? Because it is often used to illustrate the 8 basic strokes of Chinese characters. So here they are. The first one is Tian. The second one is Heng. Third is Shu. Fourth is Ko. So when it comes to Ko, it's just a tail, okay? So first, you could write like Shu, Ko, that, right? You just flick your hand, raise it up, just a tail, okay? Next would be T. So here's T. It goes up from left to right, top, right? Now, one is a line, a curved line going down to the left, okay? This one. One, Pie. Pie is a line, a small, and then Pie, this is Pie, and na, right? For na, it's a line, a curved line going down to the right, okay? Now, here are some things to remember when you're writing Hanzi. First, always follow the step, right? The proper order. Step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. Here's an example. Let's write the number 4. This is the first one, second one, third, fourth, and then fifth. You cannot write it like this. You cannot write it like this. That is why discipline is extremely important in the Chinese culture. Okay, some things to remember when it comes to writing Hanzi. You should always follow the proper order. Now, for this number 4, there are about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there are 5 strokes in order to create this Hanzi strokes. Now, let's compare it to the alphabet. When it comes to the alphabet, let's say the letter A. So the letter A composes of 3 lines. 1, 2, 3, the big A, right? And some, you could write it like this. You could write it like that. You could write it like this, any way. For the small a, we can write it like this. We can write it like that. Or we can write it like this, right? It's okay. We have our own style. But for Hanzi, you cannot. There's only one order, okay? Now, why is it important to learn how to write Hanzi? Aside from the reason that it is the writing system, why is it important to learn how to write Hanzi? Aside from the reason that it is the writing system, learning how to write Hanzi doesn't only instill discipline, but it can also help you communicate with Mandarin speakers. Let's have this example. Let's say you don't know how to read this one. This word means hello. Okay. You don't know how to say its name, how to say this name or this one. But you know that when you see this Hanzi, it means hello. Being able to understand what is written is already a form of reading comprehension. Right? Another example. Let's say you went on a vacation. You don't know how to say the name of the hotels where you're staying, but you know what the Chinese character looks like. So you can write it on a piece of paper and then ask someone. You can point it to the paper and then ask them, 这个在哪里? 这个怎么走? Or you could go to a taxi and then just show it to the driver, then they will take you there, right? Okay, now here are the other strokes. The other strokes are combined basic strokes. Sometimes I call them compound strokes, right? So there's about 32 strokes. Now here are the order for writing Chinese character. Okay, you can visit this website for further information.